Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I know I don't have braces anymore. I made another video about that, but right now we're not talking about that. We're going to pretend this is normal. Push that aside because I wanted to talk about ramen and chill. I've said it several times in my reactions. There's a lot of topics that came up, and I think it's super interesting, and I just have a lot to say. So I have notes because there's just too much I need to say about it. I just want to disclaimer, this is my opinion. If your opinion is different, we can discuss, we can have diverging opinions, and it doesn't make me or you better than the others. It's just opinions. So I just wanted to put it out there. Also, those people are real people, and it's just like a 3-day period in their whole life. So we don't know them as much as we saw them. This is a very special experience. This is a very out of the ordinary experience. So they might not have been 100% themselves. You know, when you're on TV, you might put on a different personality. You might put on, and especially in a dating environment, you might act differently than you would normally. So just disclaimer. So first I wanted to talk about Hattie. I went on TikTok to see what was being said about ramen and chill, and I saw that Hattie was in a bit of a controversy because at some point she said, I think I'll have to insert what she said, exactly what she said, but
and modeling and
I know he's really hot, but his English skill is kind of turning me off of that.
she was saying that Chanyak's English skills was a turnoff, and people were mad at her for saying that. People were calling her xenophobe, and I just want to play devil's advocate. She said sorry about what she said. But I just want to play devil's advocate because for me, I didn't understand it the way some people did. So people were saying that she was xenophobic. I think because people heard that and thought, oh, she's saying that someone that doesn't speak English well is a turnoff. Like, to me, it's not the fact. To me, I heard it as, it's not the fact that he doesn't speak English, it's the fact that because he doesn't speak English very well, then communication is harder. You can't really talk about deeper things. So to me, that's how I heard it. I understood it. I could be wrong. This is just my understanding of the situation. To me, it's not xenophobe because, like, it's not, for me personally, it's a turnoff if I can't speak with someone that I'm dating, if I can't say everything I want to say. I had the experience of dating someone with whom I had a bit of a language barrier, and we did fight from time to time. Like, my ex was Korean. Sometimes I couldn't, like, I speak French and English, so for me it's not, I wouldn't say like if they don't speak English it's a turn off. It's if they can speak either French or English. My Korean level is just intermediate, so I can't say everything I want to. In English I can, not in Korean. So it's just having a language that I can express myself fully in. It's just, I have a lot to say. And with my ex, I often had to like switch words that weren't exactly what I meant, but that were easier to understand, or delete a lot of details, and or sometimes I would just not say what I wanted to say because it was just complicated. And he would get mad because when we would fight, he wanted to like say everything he wanted to in Korean, but because I couldn't understand fully, then he was annoyed. Like we fought, and then we fought over fighting because because we couldn't communicate everything, all of our feelings. So to me, it makes sense that it would be a turnoff, not because someone that has an accent, or that I think people saw it as because he had an accent in English, because he couldn't say the words like without an accent, then she thought it was a turnoff, but I didn't see it that way. So I think it's just a misunderstanding. At least that's what I think. Also, people called her hypocritical because when she met Jin, they said they couldn't really talk that much. They had to use body language and stuff. So they thought it was hypocritical for her to say that Changak's English skills was a turnoff, and when that's exactly what happened with Jin. I think they started dating around when they were 23, now they're 26. So again, to play devil's advocate, Jin and Hattie met when they were around 23, now they're 26. I met my ex when I was around 23 also, and back then I didn't care as much about the language barrier as I care now at 30. It's not the same 26 and 30, but I think the older you get, the more like you want something long term. Maybe they didn't care about the long term aspect of their relationship. Maybe they just, wanted to have fun. They used body language. Make that what you want, but I think if they met with no intention of making it long term, then I don't think it's hypocritical. I don't know. Maybe because she went through the whole language barrier thing with Jin. If she had to start again, like they're married, so knock on wood, like I'm touching wood. I don't want them to separate, but if she ever had to go through it again, she wouldn't, We don't know her. We don't know what she's thinking. That's just my 2 cents on what happened with Hattie. Another hot subject that was brought up with Ramen and Chill was what Erica said, that Koreans were only interested in white women and Asian women. So I do agree. This is a real thing. I think I can't speak about other Asian cultures, but Koreans do think white people are attractive. There's the saying, riding the white horse, which is not great, but it means what it means. And some people do fantasize about that. And for being more attracted to Asians, it's a little more of a gray area. It's not every Asians. Darker skinned Asians like Indians, not in the ideal type of Koreans. Chinese, it depends on everyone, but there's a lot of people don't like Chinese. There's an anti-Chinese sentiment. If you want to know more about that, you can look it up, but there's that in Korea. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but there's a part of Korea that feels like that. Also a bit of anti-Japanese sentiment. While I was in Korea last time, it's been a while, but at some point Japanese and Korean were kind of fighting about comfort woman. You can look it up. And a lot of shops had no Japanese allowed, little signs on their door saying no Japanese allowed. So, you know, not every Asians and not every Asian and not every skin color of Asians. That's a little bit why in the first episode it didn't surprise me that much that Sabrina wasn't picked because she has darker skin. To bring it back to what Erica was saying, that she wasn't picked because she was half black, to me it doesn't make sense. Not because it's not true that black people aren't popular in Korea, but because because like Megan Moon, the commentator on Ramen and Chill, they have lighter skin. So to me, at first, I didn't know both of them were black, and I'm pretty sure the Koreans didn't know at all either. So that doesn't make sense when she says that she's not picked because she's half black. To me, it really doesn't make sense, especially since in the first episode, Bella was picked. And I know that Bella was agreeing, but I think Bella was agreeing with Erica because she has had that experience. But I don't think Erica and Bella have the same experience, although they both are black. Well, Erica half black, but I don't think they have the same experience at all because Erica is light skinned and Bella is darker skinned. So that's why I disagree with what Erica says. And also, like she said, no one picked me, but she really just pushed aside the fact that Chan picked her on the first day. And then Dan was interested in her. She just pushed them aside and decided that no one was interested. And then blamed it on racism, which, like, to me is just, it's not right. I could be wrong. I'm not, like, I saw a video, of course, Erica can pick who she wants. It's like she can reject Dan and Chan, but and in the end she ended up with Chan, so she just decided that he wasn't interested, although he picked her on the first day. I don't know. To me, it's just, you can choose who you want, but then don't blame the guys for your actions. I don't know. To me, I had a lot of trouble with that. I'm not an expert in black and the black experience, so that's just how I see it through a white girl's eyes. So if you can maybe if you have another opinion, please tell me. Please explain to me, and I'll gladly have a discussion about it. But yeah. And also because Erica was saying how popular she was outside, so it didn't make sense for them to say that people were interested in her because of her. So to me, I think it was misplaced judgment because of her ego, because she's popular outside. So she was maybe a bit insulted that the guys weren't interested. I think she's used to people coming for her. Maybe having to go after someone, running after someone, it bruised her ego. Also, to me, there was only 5 guys and 5 girls. And in a group of 5 guys, the chances of no one connecting with you, I would think. And now the third point I wanted to talk about is how people were kind of mad at the guys for going for Tiffany because she's more Korean. But then my point is, like, where's the limit to how knowledgeable in Korean and in the Korean culture should they be to be considered as a foreigner to the viewers? Because yes, Tiffany does speak Korean very well, and yes, she lives in Korea and stuff, but she's still considered a foreigner. Like, her culture, she's American. She said it. She has guy friends. A lot of Koreans don't believe in friendships between women and men and women. And like you saw, she said she doesn't wear rash guards when she goes to the beach. She just wears a bikini. And most Koreans don't wear bikinis. They wear rash guards. So she does a lot of things that are culturally that are very opposite to Korean culture. Although yes, she speaks Korean and she is like physically more the Korean standard, it still can love transcend cultural differences. It's funny because at the same time some people were mad because Changak couldn't speak English. So like, he's too Korean, she's too Korean as well. So like, it's like, but like Dan, what about Dan? He was in the Korean, like he was considered, like in the show, he was a Korean, like he was considered a Korean, but then he lived abroad and his English, I think English is his first language, or he grew up bilingual, I don't know. But if you say that about Tiffany, then you should say the same for Dan. It's equivalent. He's more like, in Korea he's considered a foreigner, and so, you know, to me it just, you can pick and choose which is okay and which is not. So I wonder, where's the line? I don't know. To me it was more fun that there was like variation. Like the Korean guys all had the Korean guys all had a different level of English, and all the foreign girls all had a different level of Korean. So I thought it was interesting. I saw Bella say that, oh, like the guys are going towards Tiffany because she's more Korean, but then she went towards the 2 more Americanized dudes, like Dan and KJ. To me it's like a double standard. Like, I don't really, I found it a little weird. I don't know. Yeah, that was everything I wanted to say. And please, again, be kind in the comment section. We can discuss without calling each other names. And so be respectful, and we can debate. And yeah, So I'm excited for season 2. That was interesting. I enjoy talking about these things. And see you in my next video, maybe.